Okay. I genuinely wanted to refrain from making a video of this type, but it's apparent it's got to be done. For those viewers that are not aware of one of the major reasons I haven't been uploading is due to recent events that have been timelessly attempted to resolve through rational adult means rather than acting like an 8-year-old on the internet with virtually no social life or a job. So, as some of you guys are aware, especially with a certain individual who thinks I'm schizo and paranoid, whose name rhymes with being, I'm looking at you. For a long time now, there's been an internet feud of sorts, if that's what you want to call it. It's gotten way out of hand. Initially, in mid-September, two Discord users and friends have, since actually the Christianity Hotline days, I'm not sure if anyone's aware, but I used to be the co-host of the Christianity Hotline. Come back to that at another time. But yeah, we had concerns with these two friends here. I'm not going to mention their names for their anonymity. Back-to-back swattings, several, probably at least like 4 or 5 dozen unpaid pizzas, bomb threats, in their names, in their colleges, in their workplaces, nonstop. Even in me, when I was investigating and trying to figure stuff out, I think what started that was back to that later. So yeah, that pretty much happened. We've been receiving harassing phone calls, death threats for roughly about 5 months, going on 7 by the time this video is going to be going up. We initially had a vague idea of who was doing this. More on that later as well. Seeing as my friends were literally being harassed and threatened nonstop to no real avail or solution, I decided to help, pulling whatever information I could and assisting in a federal investigation. I'll admit on my part that I had certainly gotten carried away in this mess. Genuinely wasn't my business in the first place. I'll admit that too. I gone as far as making a series of meme or mockery YouTube channels of one of the users that has been messing with us. You know, I've essentially I did like a couple of prank calls, a little bit this, a little bit of that, and that's probably what got me involved in the situation as to why they're harassing me. More on that later. We know for an absolute fact now who is responsible. Taller Ben, also known as Gabriel Corson, once a pinnacle of the Christianity Hotline community. We have one person named, forgive the language, Ronnie McNutt Gaming, Charles Weller, and 2 cheeky bastards from the UK. One named Helsec. We don't really know his full name. We know very little about this individual, and he's made sure to tight-lip and cover his tracks left and right. So the chances of any actual justice being brought on him is unlikely, or even the other individual, because Interpol doesn't do their job. And Caleb Henderson. We actually noticed over time that the 2 last mentioned individuals are actually experienced hackers, and that Taller Ben was not only harassing my friends over time, that the 2 last mentioned individuals are actually experienced hackers. And Taller Ben was not only harassing him, but he was in our circle and on this. We uncovered stolen social security numbers, bank fraud, government emails being sold on black markets, hitmen or thugs for hire, and even allegedly possession of a large quantity of child pornography. There's actually accounts that they have that literally make fun of the fact that, one of the Caleb Henderson, as previously mentioned. We have theories about that, and we also have theories about Taller Ben. This is all alleged. This is all based off of hearsay, so I don't know for a fact, but we know for an absolute fact that Caleb Henderson's name on Twitter is literally pedo. So, not sure what that has to do with tying with it, but it definitely doesn't look good. Back to the whole pedo thing, actually, speaking of which, they like to justify their actions, or how they can make it appear as a justified action between the internet community that they do hang out with. They literally label anyone who disagrees, speaks against them, or even mentions them in any negative light, they label them as a pedophile, to which timelessly myself and the other 2 users have been accused of such. I would be more than open, and if I was working with the federal government, why would I have any possession of that? We uncovered that. They also further use it as an intimidation tactic, quite literally making spoof accounts that poses you, or essentially commit identity fraud in order to plant or fabricate evidence against you, despite the fact they know it's not real. And I've been receiving voicemails. One of them came from Charles Weller, who quite literally sent a vague threat saying that I sent him something about bug chasers and something about Victoria. I don't know, because I don't pay attention to that shit, nor should I. it's interesting that he does that because they're essentially they're very cryptic about how they say things to not get legally in the fray of things. So when they mean that, what they're saying is they're fabricating shit about you, and they like to do that. They like to twist the truth, twist the narrative, and one of the users in fact says, if you have anything that says against that, I'll debunk it right away. And you know what? If anyone wants to come to me and say, well, what about this? I'll debunk it right away because these allegations are absolutely and utterly ridiculous and beyond messed up. But they don't care. They don't have a conscience. They don't have any moral obligation anywhere. They do what they want. They take what they want. And whoever has to get hurt in the process, so be it.
I'm gonna call up a fucking Holiday Inn in Shamrock, Texas, and get them to smash open their fucking windows.
Hey, you'll be doing them a favor because it's very hot.
Black Canary was on there.
Yeah.
Black Canary was on there. I was so upset.
Hey, what's up, you fucking faggot?
I was to a gay teacher's Zoom during an assembly.
Hello? Lex, we received a sound alarm about a possible fire at this location. We're calling to make sure everything's okay before we alert the fire department.
Okay.
Oh, this is exciting. This is looking good. Are you at one?
Yeah, there's one right here at the front desk.
And you're gonna pull it down for 5 seconds until you hear a click, and you're gonna pull it back up, and it's gonna beep 3 times from the speakers on the side of the box.
Okay, I'm going to pull it down.
For 5 seconds until you hear a click, and then you're gonna pull it back up. And it should beep 3 times from the speakers on the side of the box.
Well... Okay.
Okay,
It's not going up.
Oh, okay, ma'am, this is very bad. Okay, ma'am, I need you to get to room 204, okay?
204?
Or a vacant room, yeah, just get to a vacant room, okay, ma'am?
Give me a key.
Get to a vacant room, okay? Just go into a vacant room.
Now, we're renovating our first floor, so I have to go up to the second floor.
Yeah. Just find a vacant room on the second floor, okay?
They literally have no lives. They take it upon themselves to do that for shits and giggles, too. It's not like some sort of anything contributing to it. No, they don't contribute at all. They only take and never give back. There was an individual who prank called Tollerben against our wishes, I might also add, and he took it upon himself to also issue a direct threat with detailed description of the potential perpetrators to have somehow come to their house. And sure enough, the exact same car matching the description listed on the phone call, and I'll play this audio in here, so if anyone wants to prove me wrong, they can.
Alright, anyways, so here's the game plan. You're gonna have, depending on which 3 of you it is, person 1, and this is in GTA 5, by the way, for legal reasons, will have a Ford Raptor visit them. Second person is going to have a Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat visit them. Each person is going to be in a black ski mask wearing black Air Force Ones, and then they're also going to be in like a black hoodie and jeans. I can't specify the actions they're going to do, but like, it's pretty cool.
And there's also video audio. You'd have to contact the other user, and I will let you know whether or not he decides to prove that wrong. But I know for a fact I've seen it, and it matches exactly what he mentioned. Anyways, he only stayed there for a minute in the driveway, probably to issue we got you, we're watching you, don't fuck with us sort of situation. That's because, there's a very big difference from rolling in a car and sitting there for a minute as an intimidation tactic versus actually having someone come in and barge down the door and beat the shit out of you. I have heard that has happened many times under these very people. It's almost like an internet mafia, for lack of a better words. I, too, have also received direct threats where someone said they were going to blow my head off and told me to kill myself.
I'd like to say you're the biggest piece of shit I've ever met in my life. I hate you, I despise you, and I will make sure I find you and I'll blow your fucking head off with a shotgun. Get it?
I've received harassing phone calls from Ronnie, also known as Charles Weller.
Yeah, hi, Gabe. Why did you send me something called Daisy's Destruction and Thug Hunter? I don't know what that is, but it sounds very weird. I don't know why you're sending that to a minor. Well, can you please explain why you're like sending that material to a minor? That's very weird, man. Anyway, yeah, see you, Gabe.
Now, obviously, it's not even just us anymore. It's not even about us anymore. You know, we've been receiving a lot of bullshit, sure, but at the same time, we're talking about tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of theft of good, hard-working people who had absolutely no knowledge or know anything of this. They're hacking into social security accounts, hacking into bank accounts, selling government emails, and the list goes on. There's all kinds of stuff I could mention. They don't care. Even my good friend Truxton, if none of you are aware, which is William Johnson, the original host of the Christianity Hotline, they're messing with him now, who had literally absolutely no part in any of this. He is completely and utterly neutral in this, and somehow they decided it was funny to mess with him. He's been receiving harassing phone calls for a very long time now. Obviously, he had to block them. And I'm not even guilt-free myself. I've made transgressions. We all made transgressions in the past, and it's definitely minimal and long before us compared to what they do. They actively do, and they don't have any signs or plans of changing, because I've contacted said individuals time and time again, and they sit there arrogantly and confidently laughing, not giving a shit, making no comments whenever it gets down to legal business.
Exactly what that story is, and I have multiple people to back me up on that. That was fucking Flame. Flame was the one that extorted that 11-year-old girl, and I don't know why the fuck I'm being blamed for that. Even William can back me up on this. So the fact that you guys are calling me a fucking pedophile, that's beyond fucking. I don't even know what to say about that.
All right,
it's not tolerable.
Well, what's that?
It's not. The pizza's to Mr. Feed. The pizza's to me. It needs to fucking stop.
Nigga, I didn't send shit, and I'm wondering who the fuck leaked my number.
I don't know fucking shit about that, but I need to understand why you guys are calling me a fucking pedophile.
I didn't say shit, man. I haven't talked to anyone in months, man.
I know you're fucking bullshitting because you texted Mr. Feed saying that I fucking got extorted and that I gave his shit away. I did not get fucking extorted.
Yeah,
so I know that you're fucking. So I know you're fucking bullshitting. I know you don't even play that shit.
TJ extorted you.
Yeah, you're funny, dude. What is your issue at this point? What is your issue with us?
What issue? I'm confused as shit. Like I got no problem. I don't give two shits, man.
They know what they're doing, and they don't care. They do this out of spite and callous, That's what this is at the end of the day. The question is, why am I telling you guys this? Well, it explains why I haven't been, well, for one, it explains why I haven't been able to upload as planned, and hoping that maybe, just maybe, this gets just enough traction to get the ball rolling. Several police departments and federal investigators, not just the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, for God's sake, are involved in this. And while they are a great resource to figure out what's going on, and they are interested in the case, it's not the most pressing matter to them. Obviously, they got drug cartels, serial killers, all sorts of stuff going on, so obviously they got to take care of that. It's still on the list, though, and I've still been in somewhat recent contacts with them. Now, the mock YouTube videos I uploaded, and, the channels were pretty much taken down because they like to exploit YouTube's algorithm and just mash report some, and they take it down without even really reviewing it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dialing back a lot of the content relating to this mockery. The YouTube channels that I actually uploaded are actually dead and gone. So my intentions are to maybe make a couple of memes here and there, maybe a meme video every once in a while. But for the most part, I'm not trying to stir up the hornet's nest, and I'm not trying to get a whole bunch of strikes on videos and then just have it go down immediately. There's no point in that. So I'll probably just be uploading a video that vaguely describes it. That way they can't spoof or cheese YouTube's algorithm, because we know it's bad, and mass report it. The crazy thing is I've constantly tried resolving the matter to a peaceful resolution, and I literally got stabbed in the back when I outreached a taller Ben. about a week, roughly about a week ago. And that's when even more harassment started on my end. It's ridiculous. What's interesting is this individual. I don't even know how to describe him. And I've never had any direct disrespect towards anyone of the LGBT community. I swing a little, down that way myself. I don't like admitting that because it's not something, I like talking about. But the individual is transgender, yet constantly has a racial problem. What I mean it like that is well, quite simply, he's a white supremacist. We've heard him say the N-word multiple times. We've heard him, seeing as how contradictory that is, even though he's a neo-Nazi of sorts, even though he hates pretty much everyone, he makes that clearly obvious on the internet, but in person he never makes that clear. And he tries playing the "oh, pity me" card. So whatever videos I upload, making fun of his, I don't know what it would be, behaviorisms or anything like that. It's not a direct insult to his behaviorisms or sexuality or whatever it might be. It's more geared towards just making fun of him based off of his actions that he's done to us. And I want to clarify that. This isn't some sort of hate speech thing. No, it's us just, we're tired of you fucking us and screwing us over and constantly harassing and threatening us, so we're going to make fun of you in the process. It's protected by the First Amendment, so there's no problem with this. They want to sit here and throw, oh, well, you uploaded child pornography. No, I didn't. In fact, if I last recall, the video I posted that he had such a problem with was him in, I can't describe it. The only thing that it showed that would have even slightly, and not even, I just can't take it, his stomach. That's it. It had an exposed stomach. It was one of those fucking shirts. I don't know. I'm not a fashion guy. I wear clothes for the practicality, nothing else. There was nothing that could have indicated anything of that sort. And like I said, they're trying to pin whatever they can on me. And the fact that all of this is going on, I feel powerless over this whole situation. Day after day I have to sit here and take a harassing phone call here, get some bullshit there, and the fact that they didn't even, they put me on Doxbin, about 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. Most of that information is grossly incorrect, and interestingly enough, they put my university, I don't even go to college. You think I can afford college? I'm blue collar, man. I can't afford college. Interestingly enough, the exact same day, only a few hours apart from when that Doxbin was posted that said, apparently I went to West Virginia University. Surprise, surprise, West Virginia University gets a bomb threat. People who are known and notorious for doing the same exact thing, who have also posted my docs and or at the time who were still harassing me, it doesn't directly prove anything, but the correlation is too difficult to ignore. Circumstantial, sure. When I mean traction, what do I mean by traction? No, I don't hope this video blows up. In fact, I don't want it to blow up because I'm afraid of the spark that will ignite everything. Because if this blows up too much, and I'm sure they're going to be watching this video anyway, but if it blows up enough to the point where they feel like it's a threatening manner that kind of puts them at the point where they're backed against the wall, where the public and the media is investigating this shit, they're probably going to retaliate. There's no questioning whether or not they are. The more they feel like they're cornered, the more they're going to retaliate. And we expect that, especially when FBI investigators come to their addresses. We've listed them to the investigators. It's just a matter of time before they reach and knock on the door and say, hey, what do you know? You're a suspect, etc., etc. Tell us what you know. But my goal, because we found out the people that they've been messing with. One of them is actually 100,000 plus subscriber, jaidenanimations. All right, we know she's been messed with a couple months back, and we know exactly it is these very people who have been doing it. If this gains just even enough traction to where it might even get her email or her social media, whatever it might be, to at least gain enough just so we can contact her, or she can outreach and contact us, whatever it might be. do not underestimate the power of the public. Do not ever underestimate it. If she has 100,000 plus subscribers, imagine if she mentions this on a video or whatever it might be, or even contacts someone. I'm sure she has lots of friends, influences, whatever it might be. If she contacts someone, I'm willing to bet that not only is it going to gain a lot of media attention, in turn will bring in a speedier and more prudent investigation from the federal authorities. Because this goes a lot broader than we have initially anticipated. And honestly, I've tried bringing some of these people out of this situation and saying, listen, why don't we talk? Let's resolve this. And they say, fuck you, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to stick to my old ways. Fair enough. If you stick to your old ways, I'm really hoping that we can nail justice on them. I really didn't want that to happen, because if any one of you viewers know, I am a felon myself. I would not wish it upon my worst, well, semi-worst enemy. But it's apparent they gotta learn some way, somehow. I don't want them to go to prison. Maybe just something to put the fear of God into them, to act like they have a pair, and start standing up, working a job, being a productive member of society instead of taking from people. Either way, hopefully, and if they don't, well, I imagine soon enough they'll be enjoying a very comfortable vacation in a 5x5 concrete suite, all for themselves. Either way, thank you for listening if you've made it this far, and good luck to y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye.